Hello, everybody. Welcome to Silent Podcast, place for everything but silent. I'm host Isaiah, here, barely awake, but always awake for this podcast because we're here to talk about Fear Factor, House of Villain. Oh my God, Fear Factor, House of Fear, not House of Villain. I'm here with the regular crew per usual. Ganjo, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good here at the House of Loudness. I get it, bro. It's all these houses out here. But I will say this episode might have would have had me quit. All I'm saying. It would have been close.
Yeah. This is the first episode that I questioned my sanity a little bit, and I was like, "Why am I watching this?" It's not in a bad way at all. I was just like, "Am I psychotic?" You know. Cheyenne's also here. Cheyenne, how are you doing?
Hello, everyone. I'm doing great. I thought it was a fun episode. I could have outlasted a few people, I think.
Interesting. I would have quit a long time ago. I just
Yeah.
don't think that this is for me. I think some people got very raw deals in comparison to others, but you know what? We'll talk about all that. Listen, if you enjoy what you like and you're enjoying Fear Factor and all the other shows we cover here at Silent Podcast, please like, comment, and subscribe. Every little bit helps. But guys, we had a week off last week, so you know we're back. And we still have no elimination. I was a little pissed off about that.
Same.
You know, I'm like, this was actually a good episode. It was not bad. And I feel like it would have made it a 10 if we got an elimination. You know what I'm saying? And instead, we got a to be continued of the challenge. So we didn't even finish the challenge yet. So we got an episode of a challenge that's not completed yet. And we have to finish watching them eating disgusting pies. So I don't know how you guys felt about that. I was pretty upset because I was enjoying myself, but like, you know, we got to get on with this season, you know, especially when we just took a week off. You know, that was not the best decision to me.
I was heavily annoyed because they took the week off. And I get shows have to take a week off. But if I can rewind back to the beginning of the season, they aired the show on a Sunday. Don't know why. I thought it came on a Sunday, whatever. Waited an entire week and a half to air, obviously, the next episode on Wednesday. And then a couple weeks later, you take a break. And if I'm not mistaken, I heard them say there's a double elimination. So if I'm not mistaken, that double should not even include the person that was at the end of this episode. But we will see. So potentially 3 people might go home. I don't know if that's really going to happen. But I thought this was, like Cheyenne said, this was a great episode. But it just, why are you guys messing it up for the players? I think this is like a production thing for me where it's like, y'all should have had this scheduled out way better where y'all are not taking full weeks off because then people fall off. Granted, I came back to watch, but, you know, some people like to fall off. So
it was probably Fox more than anything.
Yeah, it was the network, not the producers.
Yeah,
like the network put the show early because.
Well, I throw them in there too.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I mean, I enjoy that episode. I don't know. I mean, I kind of agree with Cheyenne. I think this is probably the most intense challenge. This is definitely like Fear Factor coded. Like this is like taking a whole episode or season of Fear Factor and squishing it into one episode. Like, this is very OG Fear Factor of them just doing the most extreme things with like even like a hint of Jackass, if you ask me, because they went probably a little bit more extreme than they did on Fear Factor with the pain. Like I don't remember them injecting needles and all that stuff.
They've done it.
Have they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Really crazy. I did think it was interesting. It was kind of like a spin-off of the Survivor auction. This is called the Auction of Fear or something like that. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was fun.
Survivor, take notes. We love the auction in any iteration. I'm not gonna hold you up. We got a disgusting auction, and I actually felt like it pushed the episode up in an echelon. I think if somebody went home, like you said, this would have been a perfect episode. But the fact that there's a cliffhanger here is really bothering me because, like, you could have just sent somebody home easily. This show does not need a cliffhanger.
And honestly, I think I give this cast a lot of props. Like, love or hate some of these guys, but I don't think a single person who did a challenge failed at all this episode. Actually, they all completed, whoever participated. You know, that was very impressive. I would have quit. And like almost every single challenge except for maybe Rob's, I would have quit. Like, this is pretty wild. I'm just not finding out that they're filming it in Canada because I was like, how is this legal?
I told you.
Wild. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Cheyenne. Thank you.
I think what's funny when you guys are talking about the format and the weeks missing, not only is it like the network, but fans of the challenge, we should know that there is no format. The only format is that this is TJ's final.
Okay, no, that's real.
Yeah.
That's what this episode really, really, really reminded me of. Like, I don't know if you saw this season where like Tony basically won just eating out at some point. They've had these like challenges where they've had electricity before. They've had people walking through walls of electricity bolts. With Cara winning that season. And so it made me not only think about how the challenge probably took some of the stuff from Fear Factor, but now the Fear Factor is like the challenge meets Fear Factor.
Yeah. Yeah. I really listen, it was a good time. And honestly, Johnny Knoxville is also growing on me. You know, I thought I liked him a lot last episode.
He always been there for me.
Yeah, I mean, listen, even the fact that he did the challenge that Lance was doing for fun, I was like, oh, okay, Johnny. Okay. I'm like, you really be doing this for real.
I think he got me the last episode because Damien went home in the last episode, correct?
Yes.
Or am I skipping? Okay, yeah. I think he officially got me then when he connected with Damien, and I felt like him going to the house was pretty good. And I feel like this episode really officially merged the two iterations together of Fear Factor and like a social strategy game. Because I think everything that built up to this kind of, you know, we seen that we didn't finish the results, but we seen at least most of the results, and that's coming from the whole social strategy part of this game. So we love it.
Yeah. One thing that did annoy me, like, was that it started 0, like, okay, so it was 24 hours of pain, and hour 0 was waking up early.
Okay, I didn't peep that, but that's crazy.
hours 1 through 4 were getting to the challenge while Jaylene and Rob cuddle in the back.
Oh my goodness.
We were done with the first phase of the challenge. I think they were like 8 hours in, and then they just stopped showing the hours.
Because the hours, like you said, didn't mean anything. Like, what do you mean 24 hours? Huh?
Yeah, some of the editing choices is quizzical. I'm still kind of like concerned with the amount of AI they use for the challenge expeditions. It's like the blatant AI, like ChatGPT or whatever. But you know, outside of that, it's pretty cool. You know, I like it. But we can talk about who did what challenge and all that during our tier list. Unless, is there anything else we want to talk about before we get to the specific players?
No, let's get right into it.
All right. Let's hop on over to here. So last time we did our tier list, we had Lance at the top and Zach at the bottom. A lot happened this episode. So I mean, look, nobody got eliminated, but a lot happened. So let's see. I think we did bottom top last time. So no, we did top bottom. So let's do the bottom and work our way up. So we can start with Zach. So Zach, obviously hot commodity this episode. Everyone's number one target because he took out Damien. He's been a menace to society this whole episode, this whole season, to be honest with you. And he's kind of standing on business in the confessional and within the game. I do respect that he's not backing down. He kind of reminds me of like what's his name? Rodney from Big Brother 12 or whatever, like the super nerdy guy or whatever. Yeah.
11.
Yeah, 11. Sorry, yeah, 11. But yeah. Look, Zach's still here. The challenge he completed, I believe, was what? What did he have to do?
He didn't do a challenge.
He didn't. Oh, he tried to, and he kept getting outbid. So Zach doesn't do anything. He's eating pies. He's actually on the cliffhanger. One of the last 2 people eating pies. I believe it's like him, Lance, and
no, it's just him and Lance.
Oh, just him and Lance. So, how are we feeling about Zach?
Would you like to go first, Shane?
Dark horse. And I think every episode I try to rate him higher because it's like he's not playing. He's acting the worst, but in longevity he was in the middle or at the bottom, and the 2 heads are always going against each other. And I would say he's at least C, even though I know he might go next week, because him snaking Damien was definitely overshadowed by Lance doing it to Jaylene, because it's like you can't say I'm a punk when you're a punk.
Okay, no, I feel you on that with the Zach thing, and I actually will give credit to Zach. I feel like he said the right information to Dita and Ethan to get his neck off like the chopping block for them, and for them to kind of come for Lance, because we didn't necessarily see that get blown up. But I said this last week. I said Lance was being a little too messy when it came to Zach choosing somebody, because he left that door open for Zach to snitch on him, and clearly that's what happened. And that's why when we talk about Lance later, he got smacked. So obviously it's between Lance and Zach who goes home. It's very ironic that Lance is at the top, Zach's at the bottom.
Zach. It's gotta be
but Zach is going home, most definitely.
Yeah.
So, but I will say, entertainment wise and actual gameplay ability, I actually don't think he's D tier. And I'm being real here. I think he's not personable, but from what he's shown us, game logic is there.
And when they were in the bus on the way to the challenge, why did he say, "This reminds me of when I went to the big house"?
Yeah, that was very random.
That was very random. Like, how many times you been to jail, Rescues?
Yeah, I didn't know where that was coming from.
Like, what you?
So you said that you wouldn't put Zach in D tier. What would you put him? Sorry,
Well, if you're gonna add F, you can leave him there.
Yeah, I forgot that there was an eliminated thing. Yeah,
it's just hard because I know he's about to go home. Well, I'm not saying I know. I just really feel like he's going home. So
absolutely,
I would still put him C.
You said what? Put him in C?
I would put him C. Yeah.
I don't agree with that, only because outside of competitions, what does he? He has literally 0 allies.
But I told you what he did. He may not have allies, but he's in the middle. And the fact that Lance or Dita didn't give their pies to Zach, which should have been the play, I think that's crazy. And I think
who's your money on for leaving, Zach or Lance? How about you, Cheyenne?
It's hard because we saw a preview of Lance arguing with Rob that hasn't come up yet. So it's like,
that's the issue with these fucking previews.
Unless they're going into sudden death, then it is probably Zach. But I think that he's fighting harder than anyone else on the cast to stay, which is why I would elevate him to C.
But
and
I
don't know if I can put too much trust in Isaiah, someone who put Lance in A every week.
That is not true. Actually, that is not true.
No,
that is not every week. You talking about him? You talking about Conjo, not me.
No, I had him high B.
I've been very consistent. I put him A last week though. The last 2 weeks I did. But Zach, I'll concede with a top D. I'm not too high on the C because there's a high probability that he is going home due to his actions of last episode, and he kind of has to live with it. You know what I'm saying? I think he had an inroad, and he had the option to pick a possible future path for him to maybe have some redemption, and he chose violence. You know what I'm saying? And he's now in a position where he has to comp his way to the end, and he didn't have to, but there you go. You said change F tier to E. Why are we doing that?
A, B, C,
D. Yeah,
E.
that's not great.
Sure. Okay. It's always E. It's always F. It's always supposed to be F.
I want it to be in order. Oh my god.
There you go. Okay.
Dang.
There you go. All right. How about Chelsea, Shine? How you feel about Chelsea? Her challenge was the peppers, and I think she had EMS. Yeah. Connor, this was a lot of Chelsea this episode for that. Listen, shout out to her. I would have been complaining after the first one. I don't do spicy foods. I'm a baby. But how you feeling about Chelsea this episode?
I feel more about Johnny's reaction to Chelsea than I do Chelsea. Every other host of a show is like foaming at the mouth to call for medic. You see Jeff Probst call for medic. He's gleeful.
Medic.
Better bring medic out here.
Saw her falling to the ground and laughed harder.
Sick.
So you leave her in the back of D?
I mean, I don't really see any other progression outside of her doing good at comp.
I feel like, in my opinion, nobody threw a pie at her. I think that's good to note. I think that shows where you are socially. Not getting a piece of pie. That's not a bar in hell. That's literally
also didn't get a pie.
I don't think Danielle got a pie. And I think Ethan only got one pie, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
I think only those three. Well, yeah, those three didn't get a pie, or maybe Rob. I don't know. I can't fully remember. There was a lot of nasty pies going on, and like I said, I was kind of irritated that they left the cliffhanger or whatever. So I don't know exactly who got what pies, besides the fact that I know Lance, Dita, Jaylene, and I think Blake maybe all got a slice of pie. Well, regardless, I think her not getting a slice showed her position, and she's in that side with Ethan and Dita, but she's not like Ethan or Dita. So I think that's going to help her. So I'll actually put her in front of Blake, maybe behind Blake, but I think she should be in front of Zach, especially because Zach about to go home or make her.
It's not far-fetched. I mean, it's not far-fetched. I just also... I mean, I'm not see, me personally, I would have left D tier alone because I didn't see like much of a difference. This is completely y'all two trying to raise this man.
No,
I don't see much change for either one of them. I still think Zach's going home, and I still think
that's T. That's T.
But like y'all wanted to raise him up a spot.
I'll put him. I'll put him back behind Chelsea.
But we can't because Cheyenne wants him to be in C. We have to keep it consistent. So, I mean, naturally, I gotta see what Cheyenne would do. I would put her at top of D. So it's like, all right, we're doing the same exact thing here, but it depends on what Cheyenne wants to do.
I'll put her back in. I'll put her at top of D.
It's up to Cheyenne.
I would put her at the back of C. I'd put her behind Blake. Like,
okay, I'm not with that. I'm good. I just think she needs to be in front of Zach.
That's 2 out of 3. So we're gonna do right there.
It should count the same. He's still at the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's 2 out of 3. She raises up to C. Cool. All right, Blake. This episode was overly excited to get wax candles burnt on him. They're very good.
A lot of freaky shit going on in this episode.
But he also was like very vocal and like calling certain people out, like Zach, which is like, oh, Zach will do really good this challenge and all this stuff. But hey, Blake was competing in this episode for sure. I respect it. But I don't think his position has changed significantly. Listen, I don't see a lot of movement going on because there was no elimination, unfortunately. But we're still going to talk about him. You know what I'm saying? So how y'all feel about Blake?
I will leave him there. I think he had a good episode. He showed that he was willing to do the wax, which I actually felt like would have been good. I would have did that. I would have bid for a lot of wax scoops. I'm not opposed to hot wax. You feel me? That's going to subside, right? The needles, however, we'll get to that. That's a whole different point, the ball game, right? But I will keep him here. I think he's doing fine. I do feel like he's potentially positioned better than Lance right now because Lance just got exposed. So, I mean, I wouldn't push him too far up there. So I will keep him here. I would say like I need an actual elimination to see what's going to happen because that's the only thing that really matters in this game. You can have relationships, everything, but whoever actually goes home is what's going to change the landscape of the game.
How about you, Cheyenne?
Yeah, I think it's almost like erosion where the Dita Ethan pair were against Blake when he put in Tyler. But now that Lance threw in Jaylene, it's almost like the new enemy has arisen. And so Zach is still at the bottom layer under Blake. He's just, what the kids call the bottom bitch. Oh,
okay, Jocelyn.
Okay. What the hell?
I don't know if it's likability or what, but I do think that Blake has more than Ethan. I think Blake has like the fortitude of Ethan, maybe not the speed, but more of the likability and like the ability to like just keep going. So I would put him ahead of Ethan.
There we go.
I can agree with that.
All right, well, listen, y'all like it, I love it. Blake goes up. I think Ethan hasn't done himself any favors, so that's fine. Let's move on to Ethan, who actually just got dropped down. Listen, Ethan's challenge is what made me feel like this show needs to be illegal. Because what do you mean you are adjusting 100 volts of electricity to someone? He's screaming like, "Ah!" I was like, oh, like that was insane. I'm like, how are they allowed to do this? Insane. But listen, I have a lot of respect for the guy for actually doing it, because that was crazy. I would have tapped out after the 10 volt. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Like I can't do all that. Like 100 volts, that could kill somebody, I feel like. And he did it, so shout out to him.
I knew that wasn't gonna kill him, because they're not gonna.
Obviously not. You get what I mean.
But yes, I do feel like if let's say a motherfucker got a stent in their heart or something crazy, they probably couldn't do that. Like it probably would have fucked the defibrillator up. You feel me? Like if anything going on inside your chest, that would have got destroyed. One, I want to know what he actually was feeling. Like, granted, I don't want to feel like getting electrocuted, but like holding a metal structure and getting voltage through you has to be crazy. He said he felt it in his bones. And I'm like,
he said his balls. Balls.
He said his balls for real. I thought he said he felt it in his bones. That's so funny.
He said balls.
I did not hear that part. Damn.
But no, I do agree with the Ethan take. I think Ethan is showing me that I feel like most of the people here game savvy. The people that's left, they understand game to a certain point. So I'm trying to look at it in another lens, or like the evolved lens. And I will say, with Ethan being good at challenges, that's good and dandy. But I feel like one thing they shouldn't have did was they shouldn't have half-assed the whole land situation. Because I don't did Ethan. Do you guys know if Ethan put his pie on Lance thing too? I don't think he did.
I don't think he put his on Lance. I think he did somebody else.
He might have did Blake.
Yeah, that's what he did. I think that's what he did.
So he rightfully didn't make that enemy in Lance. Dita did though. But I feel like if they were going to do Lance, pile on him together, don't split it up. Because now
it's the same for the other side.
The Jaylene shit was crazy. I will say that. Like, I feel like we can get to that because that was so important to me. She was shocked. Okay, she was. What do you mean? Like, and I know she's kind of on that side. We talked about that, but I don't think she was like really with them until Lance just did that, and then you waited for Rob to be after you, and then he put it on you. So whatever. I think Ethan is fine right there. I'm good.
All right, I'm with that. I mean, I would raise him a little bit only because last week I said, I put Dita over Ethan because I feel like Dita has been battle tested and he has proven that he is not afraid of competition. And I was feeling like Ethan was pump faking a little bit. I will say that. I was like, Ethan's not really like what he's trying to present himself. But I feel like that challenge he did, even the pies, was just like, okay, he's here to compete. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, I would give him a little bit more respect. Again, a lot of the movements is y'all, because I mean, I would have kept this whole row almost the same, not completely the same, almost the same.
I think it just turns into rewarding Ethan, but not rewarding Blake.
Yeah.
Well, we're overlooking a few things.
What are we overlooking?
Too fast. One, it's really messed up that they made him go through each voltage stage.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
They did not say, oh, the higher the voltage, the more time you're going to be terrorized. Like, that's messed up. Also, when you're getting like an AED, the
defibrillator.
Yeah, it starts at 200 volts.
Okay.
So their max, so 100 volts.
That's close.
It's
to restart the heart.
Yes. Also, I think this one I definitely could have handled because I've accidentally electrocuted myself thrice.
What you mean
Well,
twice?
you held something 10 seconds at 100 volts.
Thrice.
Thrice is crazy. That was a choice that last time. You said fork socket.
It was a hairpin.
Oh my god.
But I mean, okay, so what do you feel? You feel like Ethan should go up?
No, I think he should stay right there.
Okay, I'm good with that.
That's fine. That's
I'm
fine.
good.
I personally would put Ethan over Blake both picking hairs at the again. There's no elimination. I don't.
There's
You know
no
what I'm saying? Is what.
elimination. Yeah.
Dita. Another bold episode for Dita. He, I think, had, if not the worst, second to worst.
The
Or
worst.
second to worst.
The worst.
The worst is either this or the snake bites, in my opinion. Like it's one of the two. But this is in like what the hell? And he has balls, and he still did it.
How many he had? 14?
12.
And he's just a savage, you know. So I think Dita is the competitor to beat this season. I feel like his actions, not just with him putting himself on the block, no matter how much I disagree with it, it sent a message. I think this episode sent a message. I think last episode sent. He does not care about calling people out. He does not care about making big moves. And I think he is right now one of the, if not the biggest competitor challenge-wise, and he is one of the contenders to win the season. And I would raise Dita up to B. I ain't gonna hold you. I think Dita had a really good episode. I was wondering who was going to have enough balls to take a shot at the other side, because I think Lance and Damian being there held like a lot of stock to the point where like they were afraid to do that. But now that Zach did their dirty work and took Damian out, it unfortunately left Lance a little vulnerable to the point where it let someone like Dita get confident, where I don't think he would have did it with the numbers last week. So
then again, I don't know, because the only reason I say I don't know, because this is the first what did they say, unforced error from Lance. And I think everything else has been fine that he's done. But the fact that he went to Zach directly and was like, make a big move, make a big move. And it's just like, okay, that's cute and fine and dandy when it's somebody like Blake. He's going to actually do it and trust you. Zach is a free agent. He's not going to trust you. So Zach telling Dita, great job. That was literally the very next elimination. I don't know how many days after, but Dita, I agree with you going to be, and I actually would throw him in front of Rob. And the only reason I say I'll throw him in front of Rob is because
insanity. You're just
Dita took that information and applied it immediately.
What with it?
You said what?
So
did what with it?
He
just got more pies.
So here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. I respect Dita's like boldness, and usually people who are playing like cocky and wild like this, I would punish. But I do think that oddly enough works for this season. I'm not going to go so extreme to put him over Rob, because I do feel like there's also the factor of social game, and I don't think that he's in a good social standing in the house. I think that he's a great competitor, and I feel like people are afraid to go against him. But also, if it's a situation where, like, you know, we have to go throw pies at people, or we have to do a vote or something, like I see Dita catching some strays, because he has now made enemies with Blake, Zach, Lance, and anyone adjacent. You know what I'm saying? So like,
one of the three of them gonna be gone. So
for sure, but still, there's two.
Still two.
You know,
one move, and in response, Danielle and Blake both gave him pie, and they felt like strong because they went after Dita, and that's why I don't think that he should move up to B.
But the issue with Danielle and Blake doing that is the fact that Lance had already put it on Jaylene, and that's showing that they're not all on the same page, just as much as it shows that Ethan and Dita were on the same page, which I feel like they both, if you're going to throw one on Lance, throw both of them on there, maybe three, you feel me? Throw them all on him if you're trying to target somebody. So that's why I think Dita should go up, because he actually applied some information correctly.
Yeah, well, I was thinking like, go Cheyenne.
I just don't know how Lance going for Jaylene is helpful for Dita in any way.
It wasn't, but I mean, well, it was because he didn't get the pie.
Well, he still got 2 pies. Like, if the group thought, let's go for Dita, and Lance thought, I'm scared that Dita's going to eat more than me, I'm going to put one on Jaylene. You think that they didn't talk about that at all?
I don't know what they talked about. I know Ethan and Dita are in lockstep, and they didn't put their pies on the same person. And it does not seem like they
Which is why
had
it's worse.
Right, but he also, I listen, I'm Team Lance, but I also feel like Dita and Ethan should have put their pies on Lance. I really think that should have been it, because we're gonna talk about Lance, but I just feel like in the position that they're in right now, you need to go hard on one person that's actually a problem for you. And I think Lance is the biggest issue for both Dita and Ethan.
See, it's interesting because
sorry. I hear what you're saying, but you're like not making a good case for Dita to move up to B.
My case for moving Dita up to the bottom of B, to be more specific, where I will put him, is because I just think that he set a precedent competition wise, that he's here to compete. And I think that he's one of the biggest threats to win right now, strictly because of his competitiveness and like his accuracy with winning stuff, right? That's literally it. And I also think that he's not afraid to take shots at big players. And I mean, obviously, I don't think Lance is leaving this episode, but it could result to a big player like Lance leaving in the future. That's where I'm coming from. I'm not to the point where I'm moving him above Danielle or above Rob yet, because I do think that Danielle and Rob are in better social standings in the house. And Danielle actually proved herself this episode as well. We'll get to her in a second, but she proved herself to an extent that I didn't think that she was capable of. So I'm not like I said, I didn't see the elimination this episode, so I'm not too drastic with my raises or highs, but I would move him one position up because I was impressed at least. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm down with
that's
that.
Literally as far it was.
I do not know what you're saying, because there's not one person on that board who wouldn't try to take a big hit. Each person on there has targeted a big player or wanted to target a big player.
Okay. So here's my question. Outside of Blake and Zach, who do you think would have took a shot at Dita?
Danielle did.
What you talking about with the pie? I'm talking about in an elimination situation, right? Where they have to like do the head-to-head thing where like someone's up for you think Danielle would challenge Dita? I don't think anyone would. I think him and Rob are like some of the last people anyone would want to select at this point. I think Blake and Zach would strictly do it. I don't even think Zach would do it after seeing what he did last week, to be honest with you. I think Blake will only do it because he has like some kind of like game beef with him. Outside of Blake, I don't really see anyone here picking Dita for like a bottom challenge. Like Lance had the opportunity.
Lance was definitely not.
And he gave a pie to Jaylene. We saw Zach had the opportunity last week and he chose Damien. I feel like people want Dita out, but it's like, if I go against Dita, I might lose.
And I will say this. Lance might have said like the red herring phrase. When he said self-preservation before anybody else got a pie, I said, oh yeah. I don't want to say he's scared of them, but like he's fearful to go head up against Ethan and Dita. And I think having that fear is important because Lance is most likely going to go for a Chelsea or a Jaylene before he go for Ethan or Dita. That's what it seems like. He has sent Blake to go against them, but it don't seem like he's trying to risk himself to go against those people.
Like even in like Survivor, Big Brother language, that's why players like Jonathan make it far. That's why players like Frank make it far.
Yeah,
no, that is because,
he's like a beast comp.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's just good at challenges, and I think that strictly because of that notion of being afraid to pick this guy because you have to go against him to first of all, I wouldn't pick him. If you guys had to pick anybody on this list, you can't tell me Dita is like not bottom 2 people that you wouldn't pick. I would never pick Dita.
Those are the top 2 people I probably will leave for somebody else to go. Probably, hopefully they go against each other and then maybe go against one of them, but like no.
Yeah,
like we're not considering the other side, which is if Dita's at the bottom, you have like 4 people to put him up against.
Right.
Yeah, but if that person at the bottom is still choosing who they go against, who's going to throw Dita in there?
Right. And it's not
That-
coming. No, and I
it's
see you.
gonna stay that way in the format. Like they changed it once.
They did. They changed it
Right.
twice at this point, so they keep changing it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's just like, and that's
They're
just
literally
kind
purging
of
somebody out this episode.
The elimination portion of it makes things very complicated because as there's so much strategy in the social and strategicness of it, but it's also, and Lance, I see you in the chat. We don't think you're scared. Trust and believe.
Oh,
you know
no.
what I mean?
No.
But the strategic and social portion of it is such a thing. But this is me then. The portion of challenges this is like, there's not a lot of reality shows that like I hold so much stock in challenges, but like challenges actually mean like a lot in Fear Factor.
Yeah, it's the basics.
Yeah, so that's the only reason I'm like bottom B. It's just a spot up. Listen, if he does something dumb again, like put himself up for elimination, drop him again. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at. It's like the smallest upgrade. He can easily drop again next week.
Okay.
Especially if this guy, listen, if I see Dita nominate himself one more time, I'm never ready. He's never going up above B again. I like literally like that's where I'm at with him. I don't think he's the best strategic player by any means. It is a strictly challenge. Like that's it. It's 100% challenge notion. But it's not as extreme as Gonjo was going. He was putting him above Rob. I'm not.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I put him above Rob when I get to Rob. Okay, I'll tell you that.
All right, let's move on. Danielle. Okay. Go ahead, Cheyenne.
Do we really think that Blake and Chelsea have made more mistakes than Dita?
Do we believe Blake and Chelsea have made
more
mistakes than
Dita? I don't
think
so, but I think that's irrelevant to Dita's position. And I actually feel like Dita is clearly a threat in the challenges. So like, I'm not saying you're allowed to make mistakes, but when you can beat somebody in 9 times out of 10 challenges, you can make mistakes.
I think is it extreme? I don't fully think that challenges outweigh the social and strategic portion of it, but I do think it has a very smaller, like
it does
a little more of an edge over the other two, which is rare because usually it's like social and strategic mean a lot more than physical. But like, I do think challenges mean a lot in this game.
It's like the challenge.
It's where it's like a balancing act for me. I'm trying to figure it out.
The challenge is a social strategic game, but at the end of the day, you have to be good at a challenge to win. So no matter how, that's why Josh Martinez can get as far as almost to a final and never be able to win because he's not physically. I ain't gonna say he's physically capable, but like he struggles.
So you two are bringing up different points, but I'm replying to Isaiah's previous point where he said if Dita makes another mistake, I'll lower him down. And so
no. If he nominates himself. If he nominates himself, I said. If he nominates himself one more time, I said he will never see B again. That's what I said.
But I'm on a different metric than Isaiah. So he going in like that. Yeah. He can even nominate himself 10 more times. If he win a game, he going to S tier.
I can't stand that. I think he'd be a complete idiot to nom himself again. Like, no, hell no.
I think it's just different because whatever. Okay, we're going to do. So yeah, Danielle. Yeah.
There you go. Danielle, Cheyenne, how you feeling about Danielle's game? She got bit by some snakes. The snake abuse is crazy in this show.
When I tell you I'm writing an expose on these animal handlers, you know what? Canada is changing their laws, and they're not going to get away with this next season. They're not going to get away with it.
It's going to be AI animals.
Yes. Danielle, no, she played it really good. She played it very smart, kind of under the radar. The problem is that she's now a distinguished on the other side. Like it is now very obviously Lance, Danielle, and Blake. And so in the idea of self-preservation that people are putting on, like Danielle looks like the easier pick. So it's not great. It's great that she has an alliance. It's not great that she looks like the weakest person in the alliance.
I will counter that point by saying she could objectively look like the weakest out of the 3, but we're at a point in the game where getting a weak player out is not going to help you win. So I don't see that side taking a shot at Danielle. Ethan or Dita, That's what I'm looking at right now, right? But I actually think Chelsea, Danielle, and Jaylene, I think they have like a low-key pact because one, none of them gave each other a pie. Chelsea didn't give out a pie, and Danielle kind of gave it to Dita. I feel like tried to help Jaylene somewhat, but I could see them all having some kind of situation going on. It might not be concrete, but I think when the war is happening, especially when Zach taking out the situation, I think Danielle, Jaylene, and Chelsea should be in an okay spot, but out of everybody, I think Danielle's a better position. So I'm throwing her in front of Jaylene. Sorry.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. How you in Shine, you said you put her where?
I did not. I don't know. I don't agree with this.
I'm not moving to that extreme. I would keep Danielle right where she's at. Unfortunately, again, there's no elimination, so there's not much house movement. I think Danielle, first of all, like I said, Chelsea and Danielle impressed me a lot because I didn't know what to expect from them, and they really did their thing this episode. And obviously, no one, just like we said last week, seems to be coming for Danielle, which is keeping her at such a high point for me because I feel like she is one of, if not the only person that like her and like Chelsea maybe are the only people that like no one's really like looking at.
Yep.
And I think that's good. But I think I think Danielle has like a lot more allies and options than Chelsea is. I'm having a hard time figuring out where Danielle is because she obviously votes with Lance and Blake this episode.
But she's
also close with Rob and Jaylene.
Yep,
you know, so she's in the middle. It's a great spot. But the only thing is I don't really know who's gonna go out their way to protect Danielle if it's needed. You I don't really know. I don't see anyone like claiming Danielle, which is a little fearful for me to raise that high. Like I know Lance has at least Blake behind his back no matter what. I know Ethan has Dita. I know Jaylene has Rob. I don't really know who has Chelsea in Danielle's backs. I think that people like them. They like living with them. They're cool with them, but like, are they going to go out their way like Rob did for Jaylene this episode and be like, I'm having Jaylene's back?
Of course not.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
a good
where
point.
That's where I'm at with that. So like I would keep her exactly where she is for me personally, but yeah.
They both have like shadow supporters. Like Chelsea has Jaylene support her, even though they're usually in the back scenes. And Danielle is also supported by Blake.
So I mean I can agree with that, but I will say we need to I guess look at the scope of the game. And even though she is with Blake and Lance, I can't see them wasting time trying to get Danielle out when they're targeting Lance and Blake. And I'm not saying she's a waste, but I think
Danielle's gonna be here for a while.
That's why. But that's why when we talk about Rob and Jaylene, this is why I specifically wanted Danielle kind of pushed up because I feel like this episode, not to Jaylene's fault, but I think it kind of took a hit to her stock.
Do we know? So what's the finale format for the show? Like, do we know that yet?
I don't think so. I'm guessing maybe 4 people. That's what it's giving.
I don't know if it's like a final 2 or final 3 situation. That's what I'm like. Obviously, it has to come down to some kind of competition. I don't know. I'll keep it there for now.
Okay,
that's where I'm at. I mean, Cheyenne, how you feel about where you putting her?
I don't know. My thing is, it's like I almost want to. Well, of course, I want to. I want to put Dita at the top of C and Chelsea next to Danielle at the bottom B.
Pushing Chelsea up that far.
I want Danielle at the top of C, Chelsea in front of Dita, so that the bottom C is like Danielle, Chelsea, Dita, Blake, Ethan. That's what I think.
If there was an elimination, I might be on the boat with you. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, I might have to do that next week. If there was an elimination, I think I'm right there with. I'm not gonna lie. Like maybe I gotta reevaluate the order. Listen, last week y'all saw what I was trying to do. I was trying to put some people in F, some people in D. I was trying to equal this joint out. You saw me last week, but let's revisit this thought next week because you might be eating right there.
So Daniel's staying in that spot. That's fine
for now. But
Okay.
but Cheyenne might be eating. I ain't gonna hold you.
I mean, actually, we can make the decision right now. Does anybody feel like, and we can talk about each person too, but does anybody feel like they have a strong opinion about a rotation of this lineup?
Of what, the B?
Or shit, either taking Lance down to B or pushing Jalen or Rob up. Like, is there any thoughts?
I don't think anyone should be an A, personally. I don't think anyone had like an A type episode. Yeah.
Okay, how I will say this. Let's just talk about Rob, and then once we get to Lance, we can talk about it.
Yeah, we'll get
there. I have things to say.
I think Rob had a strong. I'm not even going to say that. I think Rob got a slap on the wrist this episode because everyone's getting bitten and stuck by things and shocked and having to eat spice. All he had to do was put his head in a tank of cold water. I was like, I could do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm not going to make it seem like it's like some easy feat or whatever, but like he had the easiest challenge out of everyone, in my opinion. And I think Rob is really taking this relationship seriously because he really crashed out in front of everybody on Jaylene's behalf. So like he is team Jaylene and fuck everybody else. Like this guy is on demon time now. Like, you know, I think people are going to look both sides of the road before trying to take a shot at Jaylene again. But I don't think Rob did himself any favors. He kind of looks like a golden retriever now, where this is like Jaylene's like a hitman. Like you come after Jaylene, you have to deal with Mr. Rob here. You know, like I don't think he cares about anyone else but Jaylene. I think this is a very serious relationship to this dude. So I don't think Rob did anything good. If I'm gonna be real with you, I think he was just like obviously, just like I said with Dita, he sent a message which isn't bad, and I think people are going to be more cautious when it comes to Jaylene and him now, which is not terrible, but it's not good either, you know. And I might actually drop Rob under Danielle now that I'm looking at talking out loud, but
you got one more. You got one more.
We'll see. I might put Rob under Danielle, not Dita yet. But yeah, I might drop him down one. But how you feel, Cheyenne?
Not gonna lie, I've been trying to find what they're doing for the finale. And all I have is that at episode 8 there's going to be a final 7.
What?
Yeah. It's a 3 elimination. Well, I think somebody goes home and
they speeding this season that much? That's crazy.
So I think only 2 people going home next episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is not a real double. I'm actually irritated they're calling it a double when it's not a double. Y'all just had a cliffhanger. Whatever.
There you go.
Yeah, I have no thoughts on moving Rob. I think, honestly, I put him up in B because of his potential when linking up with Jaylene. And now he's just like fulfilling his potential, which good for him. But it also means that we don't have anywhere to go from here. I mean, if he kills it the next couple of episodes, then like obviously he can move up because we've only seen him have like one major Foley, and obviously that's been smoothed out with Jaylene.
Yeah. Ganja.
I have contending thoughts, and I feel like Rob, and I actually like Rob. Like Rob is cool, you know. I'm down with the Jaylene Rob duo, you know, the Reen or J Rob. I don't know what the fuck we gonna call it, J-Yob, whatever. I do. Okay. I do feel like Rob, like you said earlier, with Lance, I think he just officially exposed that position. I don't think Rob ever liked Lance, and obviously from that first episode, Lance was talking crazy to him. So if I was Rob, I wouldn't like him that much either. But I will say, Rob declaring that right there, I don't think it made sense. I think whenever you're doing something like that, you have to make sure that shot hits. And I think he's been slowly but surely like tiptoeing around Lance, right? I think he been cool, but like he been tiptoeing. So like now you actually get a chance to like show your true colors. Like, yeah, I'm protecting Jaylene. I'm like, no, he probably should. He probably should have threw it on Zach. I don't know. In my opinion, I know Lance threw it on Jaylene, but it's kind of like tit for tat is not a real thing right now. You're still trying to protect Jaylene, but also not jeopardize any relationships of people that's still in the game. So
Bro said nobody comes after my girl.
Listen, he did a lot. No, he did, he did a lot. So with that, like minor blemish, because I do feel like he didn't really do anything wrong per se, but I will say like I'm putting him behind Dita. That's just me. I think him exposing the relationship of Jaylene being as strong as it is, even though they like, oh, they're gonna kiss, they're gonna smooch, whatever. But it's like, no, this is some game shit, and like he's gonna protect her. So he showed everybody he's gonna protect her. So it's like it was cute, but like you should have left it on mute a little bit. Who knows? Maybe put on.
Man, he's in there's like power duos in every corner. You think he feels insecure about Jaylene? Like, of course not.
I don't think he feels insecure about Jaylene per se, but I'm saying like I don't think people know how close they really are. Like people know Ethan and Dita. It seems like people are starting to catch on to Lance and Blake being cool, right? Obviously they're flirting, but it's not like a definite. I'm going to protect you. Now it's given. I'm about to protect my queen, and I'm gonna be the king to sacrifice myself.
Like I think he's gonna have grudges for Lance the whole game, and that's not honestly. Even though Lance, this was kind of like a repercussion. Like I still think Rob was like extreme. Like I'm just like it was kind of ridiculous.
And the last thing I will say is he's officially on the same list of Ethan and Dita. So now, if anything happens, Lance or that whole contingent is not going to be too pressed to be like, oh, let's throw Ethan and Dita in there. They like, okay, we also throw in Rob. Okay. Yeah. So I think that was a bad decision. So I'm throwing him after Dita.
Cheyenne, I need a decision so I can decide.
I would leave Rob where he is. I don't think that he's done anything worse. I don't think he's ruined his game in any way. I do think that they're missing. I think we are getting cuts from, like, thinking back, all of Lance's like big moments. I think they were cutting out some of the things that happened before and after to make it seem like more of a dramatic bit, which is like obviously what reality TV shows. But then it also makes me think like, okay, so is everyone else really playing as well as we think they are? And I most definitely do not think that Dita is ahead of Rob. So
I'm gonna stick to my
mayhaps.
I'm gonna stick to my read them. We're gonna middle of the road. We're gonna be right here. And you know, we'll go episode by episode. Split them up. Jaylene and Lance are the last two. So Jaylene, what I'll give her props for. I felt like this in the first elimination challenge she did, and this episode, she might not be the best competitor, but she seems to be here to compete, even if she's like not a quitter. So like that's a positive. She's vegan, she's still eating pig snouts, you know what I'm saying? Like she's here. You know, she might not like what she's doing, but she has yet to give up on anything. So that's good. She has a huge plus with a guard dog behind her back. And I think Jaylene is relatively liked in the house. But I also think that the repercussion of being so public with their relationship is slowly, not instantly, but eventually is going to catch up to them. You know what I'm saying? I will say that. I'm not too strong on dropping Jaylene just yet, because I still think Jaylene is in a very strong spot, and she has a very powerful player protecting her, which is always good. Wrong. Yeah, as long as she's not losing challenges, she should be straight. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I think that her and Rob's little thing is going to catch up to them sooner or later, just not yet.
My thing is like, I fear for Jaylene, kind of similar for the reasons why I would fear for Danielle, which is that if she's seen as being on the guy's side, she's going to be an easy target. But she was already an easy target, so
yeah,
good for her.
I don't see me dropping her either. I actually think she the only thing I would say she did wrong is something that we clearly didn't see. And for some reason, Lance just thought she was on that side. And like maybe it's like some like innuendos happening, some like certain nuances going on inside that house. Obviously, we're not seeing everything, but from even what we were gathering, it seems like she spent a lot of time with Rob. So I don't see her with Ethan and Dita like that. I will see a Zach with them more than I will see a Jaylene. So it's kind of like, was that a real read, Lens? Like, but also do what you got to do. But, you know, she could have. I need to. That's the one question I will have after this season is what was the relationship with Jaylene? Just throughout the whole house, because it's interesting. I know she's locked up with like Rob, but it seems like she's good with the girls. I thought she was good with that one side. It seems like she's good with Ethan and Dita's side. So it's like, okay, where does she really fall? And is she really the queen that I think she is? So
Lance kind of pushed her over to the other side.
Okay, and that's okay. We can get to that, but like I just felt like she was in a good spot. Right now, I don't know how great of a spot it is, but I was most definitely down to keep her here. She didn't do anything really wrong.
So I have a offer, and then I'm gonna do it. I want to move Zach here. I want to move these three down here. I want to move these here, and then Lance drops naturally. This is me. This is how I'm feeling. I can move them all back up if y'all want to do that. That's what I'm feeling though.
I'm down with this.
Is that extreme? How you feel?
I would put Lance in between Jaylene and Danielle.
But we're gonna get there. But as of right now, we're gonna see.
Yeah, we'll get to Lance next.
But we are good. How this look? I'm good. With
I feel like this is more even for me, for my eyes, because I feel like Jaylene and Danielle are at a significantly like better level than like a couple other people right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's get to our boy Lance. Lance did a lot this episode. There was no elimination. Now I said this. I said this recently. I was like, Lance is such a good strategic player. The only thing that will always get him in trouble is the mouth. And he did it a little bit. And this episode, someone tried him. It was Dita, because I think the repercussions of him trying to get Zach to make a move finally caught up. Zach obviously does not give a fuck. He ratted him out. And I didn't think there was going to be a payoff, but there's obviously a payoff, because I was fully expecting Dita to pick Zach or Blake. And he picked Lance. And Lance did a very bold move, which was creating another enemy in Jaylene. Because I feel like when someone gives you the easy out to give them something, you do it. But at the same time, he was not incorrect, in my opinion, with giving it to Jaylene, because she is obviously the weakest link. And I would either give it to Jaylene or Zach. Me personally,
there was one clear answer.
Yeah, because I feel like if he just gave it to Zach, who he already started problems with, everyone would have just piled up on him and gave him so much pie that he would have never been able to catch up. But I think Lance picked violence, and he gave it to Jaylene. And I didn't expect Rob to react the way he did personally, so I didn't. And Rob went Captain America. You know what I'm saying? So
as he should.
Now I think Lance is kind of usurping Zach's position once Zach gets out a little bit. But on the other side of the coin, something that we did see is that Blake and Danielle still have Lance's back to a degree. So I'm not going to go too extreme with my drop, because I do want to drop him. I'm not going too extreme now, because he still has influence within the numbers. So we have to see what's going to go on here, right? But I do think Lance needs to drop, if not to like the bottom of B or top of C. To me, it's one or the other. That's how I'm feeling. But I could be on the island here. So how y'all feel?
I've been itching. I want to say you did say a lot of smart things. A lot of things you just said made sense, right? But what I will say is my issue with what Lance did this last episode was I feel like he completely severed a side of the house that he could have had access to. The fact that Jaylene was even still kind of cordial with him, even though he beefing with Rob, I think that was a testament to the good social game that Lance has. What I will say, I think in my opinion, I think the only move was to give it to Zach. And the only reason I say you give it to Zach is you don't throw the first open shot. And also, I will say maybe if Dita went first and said why he gave it to Lance, it would have gotten to Zach, because basically Dita explained like, okay, I was told you were trying to get me thrown in. I don't know how messy Lance was and how many people he was throwing this, accusation or whatever to, but somehow Dita found out. And what I will say is, I don't think Lance should be punished for playing the game. When you are in a position, you have to try to make moves. So I will say it came back to bite him. So I wouldn't keep him necessarily an A, because I think Jaylene was the bad decision. But I will say he's somewhat set up, maybe not better than Jaylene, but I trust his game savviness to still be in front of her, even if he doesn't have as many people behind him.
How about you, Cheyenne?
I would place him top of C. I do think that in this point, because he's such a volatile, he has like volatile stock, where it can go up, it can go down, he could be winning or he could be sent in.
Yeah.
And so that's why I would now put him on par with Rob, because I think they're both well-rounded players, but when you're the champion, you're the one that people are going to try to take down.
Mm-hmm.
And he did all the other stuff, yes.
And also, this might help y'all out, and I might be down to put him top of C. Lance, you have to. I'm saying this because I'm saying this all while I said I would have quit the challenge, but you gotta
quit.
You gotta do more, bro. You cannot be looking at that and doubting yourself. Obviously, you can get through this. I know it's disgusting, but you signed up for this, and I'm gonna need you to show people to be scared. These people should be scared to go against you in an elimination. That's all I'm saying.
I will give him props. That bug zapper thing, I forgot to bring that up, was crazy.
That was like light work for him. The eating shit.
I've done that as a kid.
Shia, what do you be doing? Shia, what you be doing? I'm learning a lot about you, bro.
I have done the rest too. You ever be the middle child?
No,
I'm the youngest, so
I'm the oldest.
None of that middle child syndrome. Not you were neglected.
That Lance can be dropped for being an outed hypocrite. You can't go from telling Zach that he shouldn't have picked Damien to then picking Jaylene.
Okay. And also, sorry, keep going.
It's whack.
Also, Lance said himself, I'm in preservation mode. That's why earlier when he kind of got offended, like he's not
scared. Are you not scared?
It's not like you scared, but you said to yourself you were in self-preservation mode because you went first. You could have picked Dita and you chose Jaylene. So it's like, come on. But I get it.
I wouldn't have picked Dita either. I wouldn't have picked Dita.
I told you to pick Zach. Zach should have been the person no matter what. I don't know why it turned into anything else. And I think him not picking Zach and him, you know what's funny? I think Lance
it had to either be Zach or the guy who gave you the pie.
Lance playing the game with Zach last week put him in this position. I think Zach just should have been cut off. I think that was the issue with Lance's game is just trying to still be connected to Zach because he held you. Not only did he pick Damien, he picked Damien, sent her home, and then snitched on you. So that's pretty crazy.
Or even though Damien got sent home, I would have still kept like the door open for Zach because that's a number. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but also this is the second iteration of you trying to send somebody else to do your dirty work. First it was Tyler. Yeah. Now is Zach.
I'm not gonna go so extreme as say C yet, but we're definitely gonna drop him right here for now.
All right.
And then
let's go over it again. Ganja, where were you saying?
I was saying back of B. Actually, I was saying front of B, But I think the fact that he was struggling so hard in that challenge, I kind of succumbed to the bullshit, and I said, okay, I'm down.
I feel like if I saw the elimination, my opinion might be a little different. But
I don't think he went home though. But it's just, bro, like you almost did.
Like, even if I'm assuming he got it, won the next episode, then of course I'd put him up. But as of right now, on the teeter of being eliminated, and what else was I thinking? I was thinking something else to be top of C. But I hear you guys. I'm outnumbered.
I'm not putting my boy down with Rob and Dita. No shade to Rob and Dita, but like
I was about to.
Listen,
but
he's not playing the game at their level. Like he's playing a game more at Jaylene and Danielle's level. That's in my opinion.
The only reason I'm not doing C yet is because he has two people behind him when it comes to votes. I think that's a lot of influence, and he didn't do bad at the challenge. I don't think that's bad. You know what I'm saying?
Gonjo's lying because he is not playing a Jaylene or Danielle game. He's playing.
No, he's playing more.
The person who's playing the cleanest game out of everyone here socially is Danielle.
Yeah, that's it. But I'm saying, like,
Lance is not there.
With having a side, I think I would put Lance playing a game associated more so with Jaylene and Danielle versus than what Rob and Dita. Rob and Dita are more brandish. They like more like just outdo things. Lance does the same thing, but under the sheets. Like he like behind the sheet doing it. Like he not like in front of you doing it. So it's similar. It's actually a mix between both. That's really what it is. It's a mix
from
between
the looks of this. This is the B tier looks like influence and safety. C tier looks like challenges, and D tier is like the unknown. The unknown.
Yeah. All good challenge people, but get destroyed with whoever they go against. That's really what it is. Okay, I like this list. Bye, Zach. You out of here, besties.
Top of D. Lance needs to go to the top of C. This is a mirror where Jaylene and Danielle are mirrored. Rob and Lance are mirrored. Dita and Blink are mirrored. Well, it's like Blake, Dita, and Ethan are mirrored, which is kind of funny.
Listen, we're gonna see the eliminated folks, and Cheyenne's gonna come here next week and be like, "I told y'all so." You know what I'm saying?
That's fine. That's straight.
It's all good. It's all good. We're gonna have to wait, but for now, we have a new top of the list. We have Queen Jaylene.
Let's go.
Top of B tier. So if that counts as Queen, you know, Queen. Zach again.
There's small kingdoms out here.
They're small kingdoms, you know. But listen, that's what we got. Listen, look at us. I thought that we weren't going to be able to squeeze an hour out of this, and we did exactly that. So shout out to us. There you go. There's a
now that Black History Month is over, is Jaylene's time.
Not the placeholder, bro.
But all right, that's our podcast for that. I definitely do have to go, but everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you like in hearing and all that, please like, comment, subscribe on our social media and all that fun stuff. And like, comment, subscribe, rank 5 stars and all that. Ganjo, where can people find you?
You can find me at Ganjo the Dank across all platties. I've been watching a lot of Australian Survivor. Shout out to Survivor 52. You know, we love that, but Australian Survivor, they dropped 3 episodes, so they get my fiend injection filled. So I've been having a good time watching that. So I'm gonna be chilling. I might make some TikToks about it. I've thought about it, but we'll see.
There you go. How about you, Cheyenne? What comedy shows you doing?
I am, oh my God, this week, not really doing a comedy show so much as getting the opportunity to do my podcast, The Variety Half Hour, as a hour-long talk show.
Yes! Woohoo! Yay!
Come on, big games. Yeah.
Thursday is going to be my first time hosting my talk show live in person. I'm going to be interviewing a comedian, Bobby Gonzalez. He was an actor in like the first all Hispanic sitcom. And then we're gonna have a halftime performance by drag queen Alicia Love. She's amazing. She was Miss Stonewall 2025. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to this week.
Awesome.
Party
Congratulations.
party emoji.
Let's get it. You can find me at 8 Ball Bengals and everything. The Traders is finally over, thank God. But we are here every single week on Mondays, usually to talk Fear Factor. We're also doing some off-season Big Brother podcast again. I'm doing a lot of fun stuff. I believe tonight I am doing a Total Drama winners ranking list with Geoworthy and Tim. And then also later on Wednesday with Lavina Powell, we're doing a Fantasy Traders stream where we're going on Brant Steele and coming up with another trader season with celebrities. So keep a lookout for that. But until next Monday, we'll see you guys. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye-bye.